Hello class, today we're going to be doing is JP4, the user input. So we're on box.com under Advanced Computer Math. I'm going to click on JP4 user input. I'm going to quickly download this real quick, and I'm going to open up my JP4 explanation and read through it, and boom, done. I'm already done reading through it because I wrote it. Then we're going to go to downloads, and I'm going to drag my Java file over into BlueJ after I went project, new project. This project is named Hackett. So if I were to go to my documents, the Hackett folder. So the Hackett folder is right here. So I'm going to keep this open and notice that JP4 right there is there. So I'm going to rename the files first things first. So I'm going to open it up, maximize it, and I'm going to rename JP4 to Nate Fenson JP4 underscore user inputs underscore today's date 01/23/18. We're gonna hit compile and notice that everything works. Hopefully compile. There we go. So I already get an error message. It says cannot find variable name. So name is not found. So I'm going to Control C, Control F, Control V and look for a name. And I notice that there's a whole bunch of occurrences of it. And I go up to the top and it says what is my name, and string is defined. String name is defined inside the try, inside the do, which means the scope of the variable is only exists inside this try. The second we go beyond the try, it does not exist anymore. So if you read it, blah 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 blah, it tells you to put this string name error up to the top where it says yo yo here, copy paste. We put in error 1 as a default value for name, so that if we do see error 1, we know that name was never reassigned. Then if I run it, compile it, I'm going to get another error message that says variables already defined. If I define name up here, I don't need to define name in here, so it says delete string, so I delete string. Hit compile again, no syntax errors, great. So now what I'm going to do is run the program. Right click void main, hit OK. And what is your name? Fenson. What is your gender? Male. What is your favorite letter? F. Uh-oh, I get an error message. It reads Java laying string index out of bounds exception, string index out of range 6, which means given the string of the next input line, at array position 6, it does not exist, which means the length of this is less than 6. Get the try at 6. However, when we're asking the question, we want the first character, not the 7th character, so we're going to change this to 0 and compile it. And I get no syntax errors because this is getting the first character. So now when I run the program, type in my name, Fenson, type in my gender, male, what is my favorite letter? F. What is my age spelled out? 5. And I get an error message. The error message is input mismatch, which means I'm getting an int, and I'm assigning it to an int, but in my program, I gave it a string. So what I have to do is change this to string, or change it to actually be an int. So I can't do this until I actually do the try catch. So let's read this stuff, how I tricked you. I just want the number, change the question to get the correct value. So I don't want what is your age spelled out, what is your numerical age. And then I'm going to put in parentheses, no letters. Now I'm going to compile and run the program, right click, void main, hit OK. What is my name? I'm going to type in numbers. What is my gender? I'm going to type in numbers. I'm going to type what's my favorite letter? I'm going to type in numbers. What is my numerical age? I'm going to type in numbers. What is your digits? Yo, 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. What is my bank account balance? $5. How many slices of pizza can you eat? 3. Uh-oh, I get another error message. It's a bytes of slices. Ha 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 ha, bytes. Get it? But I need to make this a number. I also need to make this a number as well. So we keep on reading and we see that we have to actually input the correct values when we're going through this input. So basically always input a number and it'll work. So when we go back, we run this, void main, and if I type in 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, it'll always work except for give me your tag name. It is not an acceptable name, and if I keep in typing in 0, it's going to keep on giving me error message after error message after error message, which I don't want. Now the program is still running. So what I have to do is I have to go over here and right click on the barber shop and click reset virtual machine, which stops it. And then let's take a look back at the input. Now, I didn't answer the questions on these, which I should have, which you will get other error messages which you'll have to fix. Either you fix the questions or you fix the response. However, what we do need to see is that we need to read the code. So read the code. So I'm going to have error messages here. So I already know what I'm doing, but we need a short height. So how many inches tall are you? And it's also saying put in the numbers. I'm going to put in here, make sure it is only a number. No single quotes or double quotes. Now, in order to put double quotes in, you have to put a backslash. In order to put a single quote, you should put a backslash, I think. So I have that done. How many slices of pizza can you eat? The byte will work. You can also put in here, should be less than 128. Because remember, that's the size of a byte. Max value on a byte is 127 positive, negative 128. Double monies is good because monies is a decimal, and a long number for my digits, which makes sense. And int age should work. And float your boat. What is the name of your boat? Should not be a float. So what we need to do is we need to change this float into a string. You could have changed everything into a string if you wanted to, but that wasn't really the point of this exercise. So I'm going to go next line, compile. And now when I actually go through and answer the questions correctly, it should work. So Mr. Fenson, what is your gender? What is your favorite letter? What is my numerical age? 55. What is your digits, yo? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 0. What is my bank account balance? How many slices of pizza can I eat? On a sheet pizza, I can eat a good 18 slices. How tall am I? I'm 6 foot, so 72. What is the... what happened? What is the name of my boat? It didn't ever show up. What the heck? I want to write the name of my boat. Grr is my favorite tagline because you didn't let me do what I wanted to do. So we have to go back and take a look at this program. We have string. This is where we're messing up. So this is where we want to read the stuff. So what is the name of your boat, real or imaginary? Read below when you get the error message. String your boat, next line. Your user typed in a string when you wanted to float, taking a string with next line like below. Like below, what do you mean? Well, down here, if I read this, it basically says you need this to eat the end line character. So notice that in my output, I could never type in my boat name because the enter key from above got sent down here when I typed in next line. Because next short does not eat the end line character, neither does next byte, next double, next long, or next int. So what you need to do is you need to take this line right here with here silly, so I find here silly and paste here silly right there. And what that does is it eats the end line character after I get this next short. So when I run the program again, write meow, I right click, compile, void main, type in my name, Mr. Fenson, what is my gender, favorite letter, numerical age, let's say 21, what's my digits, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, what's my bank account balance, 50,000, haha, 5,055. How many slices? 18. Tall, 72. What is the name of my boat? The SS Sinkaroo. And my favorite tagline is I run faster with knife. And haha, your boat name is empty. Uh-oh. Check blue code for comments. Let's take a look. Now, we'd already say to get it to work, then delete those system dots below with making fun of me. So I'm going to actually just comment them out instead of deleting them. You can delete them if you want to. And then you should also read all this stuff. The following code needs to be implemented for each and every end, blah, 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 blah. So basically you need to do the try-catch for all the inputs. So just like we had below down here where I gave you a sample try-catch doing for the fence and give me a tag name, we need to do this code right here for all the other ones. So I'm going to copy this and paste it up here. So we already have the try-catch right here. So basically everything we had to do with the string name, we're going to have to do for the other one. So I have char gender, so I'm going to paste, edit, auto layout. And now I have to delete all the stars. And once I delete the stars once, I want to copy and paste this again. And on every single time I get an input, below it, I want to paste the code to do the try-catch. And I do realize we're doing this a lot, but I wanted you guys to get a hold of it, sort of thing. And now we have all of them. Tagline. Okay, now we go all the way to the top, and we already have this Now we want this to look like this, so I'm going to do it quickly. First things first is we need to change the input code below, which means take gender and copy this right here. Notice I didn't copy the char because up here the name is declared as a string outside of it, so then I can access that name. The scope of the variable is beyond just this do, try, catch. I set it to be false if this actually works, otherwise I get an error message. And then down here I'm resetting boolean done to be true so that it still goes through. I have my char gender too, so also up here I need to delete this part right here so that I am not assigning it. And I do need to assign a default value. And the default value is going to be, and I'm writing this program, I chose it to be male. You can do it to be whatever you want. So down here we have gender 2. Again, I need to put a default value. However, this isn't gender 2. What is it? It is my favorite letter. So I'm going to go gender, I'm going to go favorite letter. And then all I have to do is change this down here as well. So I'm going to go favorite letter equals char this, copy it here, delete this, and change my favorite letter to be F, because I'm Mr. F. But if I change gender 2 to fav letter, I have to scroll down here to the output, and where it says gender 2, which it doesn't. So let's go favorite letter, let's copy this, favorite letter, cut, paste, and there we go. So I have gender done, now I have favorite letter done. And then I scroll down. Please realize that this char at 0 just gives me the first char of the string that I get from the user. And down here again I delete the boolean, so that I just reassign the value of done to be true. I copy the input over here without the variable type, and I reassign a default value to be here, 11. And then that's all done. Down here, same exact thing. Copy, paste, delete boolean, change this to a default value. So I'm going to give it 9999. Actually, I'm going to change it to -1. Because -1 will never be a phone number. Down here, monies, copy, paste, delete boolean, change this to a default value. I'm going to do -2 because it's different from -1. Let's do a 0.0 just so it's a double to a double. Down here, delete boolean, copy this, paste this, and slices again -3 because it's a different value from the ones above, so I know if I see it, I know what's going on. How tall am I? Copy this, paste this, delete boolean, and give a default value, -4. And same thing here, delete, copy, paste, SS, Fenson, fail. And again, I'm pretty sure no one would name their boat that, so it's a good error check. At least hopefully they won't. And then I have to read through, oops, sorry, no, I have one more tagline. So I copy tagline, delete boolean, give a default value. I failed this program because hopefully no one will write that in as your tagline. And then I go through and see that I have everything done. And I have to read through this to find out why an error message is thrown. So we see that the throw new exception throws a new exception, which catches the exception, which increases the error count and outputs these things. So you have to figure out what value makes it so that an error is not thrown, and then you need to put that value right up here in your summary. So right under void main, you need to put your name, date, period. So Mr. Fenson, date is 1/23/18, and period is 7. Pre 1, 2, 3, post 1, 2, 3, and summary blah 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 blah, and value to not give an error message is blank. That's it. Have a good one. I will see you later.